And what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? There's a reason why I tell you guys to always keep your caps on and your shoes ready to dance, because you never know when we're gonna hit you up with an impromptu podcast here at ENT Hooligans. I am your boy Baby Moy, as you can see and hear, and alongside I got Lil Crystal with me. What's going on?
What's up? Happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday indeed. I hope you guys are having fun doing whatever it is you're doing. And I know a lot of you are leaving the office at this current moment, so I know a lot of relief. Woohoo, it's Friday. I know, that's the theme, ain't it? And me, I've been busy with Red Dead Redemption 2. That game, I'm telling you, it's so beautiful.
Yes, I saw a preview of it earlier this morning, and oh my gosh, it's awesome. I can't wait till the gameplay comes up, so that'll be fun.
I also want to thank our new subscribers. I want to thank all the traffic that we've gotten for this month of October. Hell, I want to thank y'all for this week. This week, let me tell y'all something. It's been a very trying week, considering what we started off with, what we had to cover, unfortunately, right? And we still wish Roman Reigns, or should I better off say Joseph Inoue, a speedy recovery. And I know it won't be easy, as I mentioned on previous podcasts, but he'll do it. Let's have faith in God.
Yes,
let's have faith in the Lord and see to it that he comes out of this, right?
That's right.
That's right. Now, besides thanking y'all, and thank you again, I want to ask our new subscribers, I want to ask new viewers, if you can, please give us a thumbs up, hit that bell, that way you're always notified as towards what us here at ENT Hooligans are doing. That way you don't miss a beat, you don't miss a thing, right? Because we all love gameplays, we all love wrestling, we all love topics that deal with society. We love sports, don't we? And we love crime and mystery.
Yep, that's right. We do. Make sure you hit, when you do subscribe and you hit the bell, make sure that you subscribe to all notifications.
That's right, folks. Not some.
Not some. Because I did that once.
Now, I told my partner here that I was going to drag her on air against her will.
Oh, okay. So I don't want to be here? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what I'm saying anymore. What am I saying?
Oh.
I'm drunk with Red Dead Redemption 2 love.
Well, you should go play that then.
I should. But no, right after this, I'm going to check out the rest of the Junior World Tag League, NJPW, baby. Yo!
That's
Love
right.
it.
Yes.
I'm going to be checking that out.
Yes.
But before that, I'm going to entertain the masses. I'm going to entertain y'all. And I want to know what y'all think of the subjects that we're going to cover right now, right here at ENT Hooligans on SportsVista. So here we go. Let's start with the boom. As we know, Women's Evolution is this coming Sunday. Where's my effect? Sunday. Gotta love it. So it's this Sunday. And
yes,
let me say something. The title of this stream reads, WWE has zero respect for women. Why might I be saying that? You could look at me and say, well, NXT does fairly well by women. There's a Mae Young Classic that's been ongoing for a secondary year. So what is you talking about, bruh? This is what I'm talking about.
Can I answer?
Go ahead.
The main roster. It's that simple.
Well, no, it's not so much that.
Oh, well, okay. I was wrong.
All throughout Monday Night Raw, and more so throughout SmackDown, I saw more Crown Jewel promotions than Evolution, which is this Sunday, as I noted. You're hyping up an event that has gone under scrutiny. You're hyping up an event that's taking place in a political cesspool in which we all know how them folks feel about women. We're promoting an event in which it's going to take place in a country where an atrocious deed took place. So we saturate main roster programming by promoting crime, by promoting the endorsement of what took place here, and burying what essentially is supposed to be a marquee moment. Understand? This event...
You noticed that too?
One moment. Before I let you, because I really want you to sound off. Hold up. Here's the thing. WWE's been planning this for months. It's been in the works. But, here's the reality of it, folks. They went and brought forth Women's Revolution to now bring you the pay-per-view Women's Evolution just to look good for the public, so that people could turn heads and say, oh, look at how WWE is noticing women and giving them the accolades that otherwise I do believe they do deserve, but not under some sort of mysterious and some hidden agenda. It's all so that Stephanie McMahon could look good. In the eyes of who? In the light of what? For the purpose of what? Right? I think these are good questions, folks. Wouldn't you think? Or would you second guess? I want to hear what the lady here on this panel has to say about this. So I'm going to respectfully mute myself and give her the time that she deserves.
Thank you. If you could see, I have both my hands curled into fists. As a woman, this is degrading. I've seen more promos for Crown Jewel, which in my opinion shouldn't even take place because of the heinous crime that happened. I'm not gonna go into it, but if you guys want to know what happened, if you've been living under a rock somewhere, go look it up. I don't mean to sound harsh. Sorry, guys. But what is the point of this women's evolution if all you're going to do is basically do a very bad job of promoting it, or I should say hardly promoting it, to promote something that is supposedly much bigger? And that is what? That's Crown Jewel. Like I said, shouldn't even take place. In Saudi Arabia, women don't have rights. Yeah, but they have rights to drive. Yeah, but under what context? Anyway, I get ahead of myself. My point is, this shouldn't even be happening. This whole Crown Jewel thing. And this women's evolution is going to get, I don't even know what the right word is, I guess molded over by Crown Jewel. And that's just pathetic. Stephanie went on and on and on SmackDown and on Raw. I believe it was mostly Raw. She went on and on about how women are so great. And yes, we are. We're incredible. We're amazing. And yes, women wrestlers do have a place in wrestling. And yes, to have an all-in women's pay-per-view is great. But it's being foreshadowed. It's living in Crown Jewel's shadow, which isn't right. It's going to take place this Sunday. Which, like I said, it's great. But it's going to be overlooked by Crown Jewel. And that is very sad. I don't even know, to go back to what, my colleague said earlier about Stephanie McMahon, I don't know why or to what purpose. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know why they're trying to make her look great. Just her in general. So those are my thoughts. It really, really upsets me. And that's just me being nice.
Okay, but I don't want you to be nice.
Okay, fine. It really effing pisses me off.
I think they would like to know the, because.
As I said before, women are great. We're wonderful. But the reason why it pisses me off is because there's really no promo for women's evolution. I hardly saw anything about it on Raw and on SmackDown. And like I said, it's going to be overlooked by Crown Jewel.
SmackDown was supposed to be the ultimate go-home show, which takes us into women's evolution, but yet, the final segment of SmackDown was that of Shane McMahon cutting a promo on Crown Jewel and this quote-unquote very misinformative World Cup. He went down the list of participants, hyped it up as if though it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And quite frankly, it's neither.
No.
But yet, it's supposed to be the go-home show that leads us into this coming pay-per-view on the 28th of this month. But instead, what we got was another saturation of Crown Jewel.
Wow.
So we ask ourselves the question, does Vince McMahon, do the powers that be, do they really value women? Is there really significant change? Maybe from a standpoint of women not being dressed or clad and scandalous, perhaps. And perhaps, maybe, underhanded tactics have allowed them to treat women even worse. When you compare what they do with women on the main roster versus, NXT, NXT UK, huge difference. There is a big difference. Look at what them women are doing in regards to the Mae Young Classic. If y'all didn't watch NXT this past Wednesday, the Mae Young Classic this past Wednesday, I encourage you to do so.
You want to know
Storm,
why
man?
That is?
Come on, folks.
You want to know why that is?
Go ahead.
Triple H respects women and what women can do for wrestling.
I think I'm not going to go against that, but I think it's also more so Triple H respects wrestling, which is a nice segue considering what the other topic of this podcast is going to cover. Triple H's fingerprints all over Vince McMahon was not at Raw this past Monday. Triple H's fingerprints were all over that show. So, I ask you the question. If and when the day comes that Triple H takes full control of WWE, main roster and NXT included, will we see a different SmackDown and or Monday Night Raw? And is it soon to come, given the fact that Fox wants WWE to present their programming in more of a sports fashion type of scenario versus them presenting us with very bad comedy?
Yeah, very bad comedy indeed. Yes, I believe that WWE is going to have to completely do an alteration on SmackDown and on Raw.
Yes.
When, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Triple H does take over Raw and SmackDown. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And you can always tell when Triple H is involved with something simply because it is great and there is great storytelling. Where? In the ring. Not backstage, not on stage, but in the ring. That is wrestling.
Now, here's something that you may or may not have known. Triple H holds press conferences before and after every NXT takeover event. He takes questions from the media, and not only does he take the questions, but he also considers your suggestions.
Unlike Vinnie Mac over there.
Yes. Unlike Vince, who avoids mostly every question that's thrown his way. Triple H wants to work with you. I think because Triple H has an understanding of what fans want, of what fans are saying in terms of what they write on social media, because he understands the genuine feeling that coincides with putting together an actual wrestling, not only match, but event. Because he understands this formula, I see a very successful WWE in the future once McMahon steps down.
Yep. But that's once he steps down.
Now, granted, did Triple H authorize, along with McMahon, for Roman Reigns to be the top guy? Was he part of the Roman Reigns push? Yes, he was. But the difference lies here. I think that if it were totally up to Triple H, okay, let's say he does choose Roman Reigns without the assist of Vince McMahon, I believe that he would make a better character of Roman Reigns than what Triple H did. Than what McMahon did.
I agree with you. 100%. He wouldn't force somebody down our throats like McMahon has done.
Yeah. Triple H is...
Night after night.
Triple H's understanding of how the business is supposed to work, of where the business is heading, of what fans want ultimately. He's not senile like McMahon. Triple H isn't the type of person that says, I want to push this, and this is what you're going to accept because I told you so. If that were the case, then why would Triple H have these press conferences? What should you expect when you attend a press conference is questions and suggestions. That of Triple H understands, Triple H understands he's going to be the recipient of that, and he gladly accepts it.
Yeah, and I did not mean to interrupt you, but also one quick thing to note is Vince, I believe, in my opinion, does not like change. At least, doesn't like change that he cannot control.
Elaborate.
Vince is from the looks of things, very controlling. As in, it's my way or the highway. I mean, look at Roman Reigns, for example. You know, I know he knows, okay, you know what? He pushed and pushed and pushed for him to be a babyface. The fans spoke. We don't like him as a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? Vince didn't care. He still kept pushing and pushing and pushing.
Mm-hmm.
He, like I said, he likes control. If it's not in his control, he gets upset.
You guys want to know what happens
to me?
Go ahead.
If anyone throws suggestions at him, he won't listen.
You guys want to know what happens to me whenever I hear that an NXT superstar is moving up to the main roster? I get extremely sad. And I utter the words, uh-oh, there goes his or her career. Let's look at the list. No pun intended, Jericho. Asuka. Down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Roode. Down the drain. Austin Aries. We know what happened there.
Yep.
Nakamura. Down the drain. Need I say more?
Nope.
Because there's nothing left to say.
I don't know what. That's weird. I mean, isn't NXT supposed to be a step toward the main roster, like a stepping stone?
Obviously.
Then why is it better?
Again, because Triple H's fingerprints are all over it. NXT is Triple H's baby.
It's amazing. I get so excited whenever I watch NXT and NXT UK.
Now, I understand that a lot of people know this. This ain't no secret. Yes, NXT is taped and it's put together for a week-to-week basis. So, if anything happens during the tapings that wasn't intended to, they could always go and edit things out and fix things as they see fit.
Mm-hmm.
But if NXT were the type of environment that was actually live every single week, I don't care what anyone says, I think we'd still be getting the same product that we get at this very moment. What happens when WWE has one of their Big 5 events? The night before, we have an NXT TakeOver event which blows the main roster's main pay-per-view, be it the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, or Survivor Series, blows it out of the water. To the point where you're saying to yourself, oh, the Royal Rumble was on Saturday. WrestleMania was on Saturday. TakeOver was the real Money in the Bank for me. SummerSlam, Survivor Series for me. Ain't nobody praising what the hell the main roster putting together. Nobody.
Nope. Or thinking to yourself, do I have to watch this on Sunday?
No, I'm not gonna pull back any punches here, and I ain't gonna front either. There's two things I'm not gonna do on this podcast just because I have to appease certain people. I'm here to speak what's on my mind, and I'm here to speak truth. And the truth is this. Does part of women's evolution intrigue me? Of course. I love women's wrestling. Look at what the Knockouts do on Impact.
Oh, yeah.
Look at what they do on NXT, as I noted earlier. Look at what they do during the Mae Young Classic. That's real women's wrestling. Wrestling. What intrigues me about this pay-per-view coming this Sunday is the Mae Young Classic Finals.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Is the NXT Championship up for grabs, Women's Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to see a little nostalgia in terms of Lita and Trish Stratus? Yes. I don't mind that. I'm not sure if I care about the Battle Royal. I'm not sure if I care about Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella, who's been nothing but an abomination to this whole thing, tagging the phrase Bella-lution.
What?
So what's that tell you about any respect that this company has for women? Going back to that.
None.
When they allow a woman to piss all over that damn title, all over the name of that pay-per-view. What's that tell you, folks?
Pathetic. Bella-lution?
I'll tell you what I do care about. I care about Becky Lynch versus Charlotte.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
But unfortunately, all of that is undermined via Crown Jewel.
Yes, that shouldn't even take place.
Triple H, Paul Levesque, please take control of the company soon.
Very. And sooner rather than later.
Do we have anything more to say in regards to these subjects, or have we squozen the juice out of this?
I think we've squeezed the juice out of it.
Alright. Well, with that said, folks, I want to thank ya once again for subscribing. Thank ya for joining us on this journey since day one, or if you're new to this, thank you for embarking with us. You're not going to regret it. I also want to encourage you guys to play Red Dead Redemption 2.
You have the fever, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I see that.
But with all that said, folks, remember to have a beautiful and pleasant weekend. If you're going to watch college ball, if you're going to watch NFL football, if you're going to watch basketball, if you're going to watch baseball, wrestling, soccer, if you're going to go out and drink with your family and or friends, if you're going to celebrate a birthday, or if you're just going to chill at home, remember that in everything you do, always God number one, right?
That's right.
For ENT Hooligans, for SportsVista, for Ness, who I have no idea what the hell he might be doing at this point. Big up, Ness! Thumbs up. And for all my crew, John Follis, I'm looking at you, baby. I say to you, God bless, and see ya. Woo! I'm out.